to the Dota Pit broadcast organized by One Game Agency here for season number 3. Team Tinker versus Team Empire in the lower bracket. Loser of this series will be knocked out of the tournament. The winner will go on to face Cloud9. I'm What Is Hip from High Ground TV. With me, joining me for today's broadcast is Alan Ryuboras. What's going on, buddy?
How's it going, man? It's kind of early where you are. I didn't have faith in you waking up. I'm just kidding, man.
I'm here. No issues, and we are.
Sound excited?
Yeah, I'm excited for this game too. Empire has not had too many games on this new patch. I think I saw a game from them yesterday. Tinker has had a couple of games as well, but we're really starting to flesh out where this patch is going. And apologies for the bit of a late start. We had some. It was a stressful morning. There were some last minute graphics, et cetera. But now we're into the draft, and some important things that I do want to point out here. Queen of Pain Beastmaster first round bans, and this is sort of the new coming of 6.84. This is what we're used to seeing now. Queen of Pain still with 100% pick ban rate, which is pretty unheard of this far into the patch. There's been quite a few games already, and we're really starting to see the meta begin to develop at least a little bit for 6.84. Undying, I think, has been a huge force, and now gets first banned, first picked extremely regularly. Visage in the last 2 days or so has really come into the heroes, own as well. The new birds are really incredible, and Dragon Knight as well has been seeing a little bit of play with Broodmother and Naga Siren. I think Naga Siren has mostly been played in counter to Undying, because one of the only ways to beat Undying is to just go really, really late. So we'll have to see how this draft does continue to develop. But any opening thoughts, Alan?
I would say Naga's okay for dealing with Undying, since that was your last thought. And Gyro is probably the best hero for dealing with Undying.
Really the only hero that actually deals with it.
Wave clears. Else you have to get something like an Ursa and throw your body at the tombstone, and then sometimes you'll be stun locked and then die, so it doesn't work out.
The biggest issue, if you guys haven't been watching, a lot of people, I think this has gone a little bit under the radar, but the Undying has been such a huge problem for teams in the earlier parts of the game, and now he even scales pretty well into the later parts of the game, just because nothing really kills the zombies. It's pretty ridiculous at this point. Really, one of the only things that kills the zombies is the flak cannon. So Gyrocopter started getting picked up a little bit in retaliation to that, and now teams are sort of just regularly picking it. I seem to remember that Empire did run Gyrocopter in their draft yesterday in Dream League, so he has been seeing quite a bit of play. And Call Down has just been buffed continually. I think that's part of it. And Rocket Barrage now is basically like instant cast. It's extremely powerful in the early game. So he has good late game carry with Flak Cannon, obviously, but can still do a lot of damage in the early game with Rocket Barrage and Call Down. And on the other side, Team Tinker picked up Lion and Zeus, who have just been, standby heroes for the last few patches. Zeus has been occasionally in a little bit more in a core role, depending on the team. And Chen now is picked up. And I think that's actually a really powerful pickup in this patch, and it's the first game that I've seen, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it works out.
Yeah, Chen's normally a powerful hero. When you have the Hand of God, you have the fast Greaves. That'll normally be your first item. You can always dispel silences. There's none so far on the enemy team, but having this push power against maybe the Visage birds, because need to have those patch notes out, Greg. But I think it's 8 attacks, from the creeps or something. If you get a lot of your the centaur creeps and them hitting on them, you need about 8 hits from your creeps, I think, and you have 4 creeps. So if they hit them all, essentially if you hit it with your hero and you hit it with your creeps, that'll be 3/4 of the bird from the visages all in one go. And then you just need somebody else's right click, and that can maybe deal with some of these vicious birds, because it takes 4 attacks now, as most people are figuring out, to kill off these birds, which have been big nuisance. Biggest problem for Visage right now in this metagame for me is how much he can get done with just split pushing, because how hard it takes to kill them. And right now, Team Reno Tinker, their lineup is really weak for me, because biggest item in this metagame has been Glimmer Cape. Yes, it got nerfed because it costs 135 mana now, but still
really good.
Glimmer Cape against a Lion and a Zeus, they're basically saying thank you for the free win if you're just doing all magic burst damage. So now Team Tinkerino, they need to get a really big physical DPS, especially now that there's an Abaddon on the other side.
Yeah,
Centaur,
agreed.
man, dude, Centaur has that damage reduction now too. I mean, I don't even know how they're gonna get through the damage reduction of Centaur with the speed, the Abaddon now.
Well, damage reduction is only with Ags, right?
Anti-mage.
Pretty sure it's only with Ags. That would be ridiculous if it wasn't right. But I mean,
ban.
that ability is still extremely powerful now with Ags. I think safe lane farming Centaur could definitely be something that we see a little bit more often and give him a better chance of actually getting that item. But anti-mage is picked up for Team Tinker, and there's some physical damage
10
to pair up
seconds
with
remaining.
the magical damage. And the anti-mage versus Gyro.
5
What's your
seconds
opinion of that, like,
remaining.
carry battle? For me, I think if the anti-mage gets a good lane, you know, it's
Reserve
possible
time.
for him to
10
be able to deal
seconds
with it. But the
remaining.
Gyro does a lot of magic damage earlier on in the game, I feel like.
5 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
when it's for the laning stage purposes, for team pipe purposes, because there's no
Radiant
really
team
big
ban.
intelligence hero on Team Empire yet for that big mana void. So, and the team fights Gyro is going to be the king until Anti-Mage really does get an Abyssal Blade. But even then, you're still going to be having the Abaddon with the Aphotic Shield. You're also going to be having Centaur. I would think
Team Empire's
because
turn to
one of the
pick.
biggest problems with Centaur before was his mana pool. Now that you can rush an Ags, instead of rushing a Force Staff or rushing a Blade Mail, that just sums up all his problems. It also gives you a lot of that HP pool too to work with. So it's really good now on Centaur to just have that constant mana, that HP gain, and looking kind of worrisome
10
for Team
seconds
Tinker
remaining.
right now,
Lena.
just because of how much they can 5-man from Team.
Radiant team pick.
Well, there we go. There could be a big play potential now coming on from the anti-mage in these early game team fights, but still, Team Empire's lineup looking really strong right now for me, at least.
And I think there's really just been like two ways to sort of, at least so far in this patch, to play it. You can either just go for like the 5-man death ball, which is not quite as early as we were seeing during TI4, but it's pretty
10 seconds
pretty
remaining.
similar. And I mean, it's just extremely
5
powerful. And
seconds
Empire did
remaining.
this yesterday, and Team Tinker actually even ban out the OD, which is what Team Empire picked
Reserve
with this
time.
lineup yesterday. Although they did have the Undying to help them in the earlier parts of the game and to help just 5-man towers, because it feels like if you have the Undying and you have the Gyrocopter, it's really hard for teams to contest you at towers, because if they just walk in, you can call down them. It slows them. They drop down the Tombstone, becomes extremely difficult. And Clockwork is the last pick here for Bulba in the off lane, and that's definitely one of his standby heroes. And
Yeah, this is like, I mean, if you can get a lot of kills off on Lina on the mid lane, it's kind of worth it. Maybe forcing Centaur into a Force Staff first, into an Axe. But when you're going against a Visage, when you're going against an Abaddon, you can't really man fight them when they get level 6. Because the Visage Birds will just turn around on you, and you're going to get bursted down to death, as well as, the Abaddon has his Aphotic Shield. So this game is essentially all on Bulba to make as much space as possible.
yeah, I agree.
He's gonna have this amazing early game. And
Yeah, it seems to me like Tinker really have to make an impact on the early lanes with this Chen. Clockwork has to get some good pickoffs in the early to mid game, because if not, Empire, I imagine, are just going to group up and push towers. And I don't really see a great way for Tinker to deal with that, besides a really good mana void onto Lina, or, of like perfect line initiation. It feels like they could be in some trouble, and they might be in some trouble in the bottom lane. Pylai Die gets spotted out by Aloha Dance, but the rest of the team a little bit further away. Koiko are going to be backing up now as well, but Empire 5-manning through the jungle. Let's do some quick introductions. It's going to be silent on the Gyrocopter. Always Want to Fly is going to be on the Visage. Resolution on the Lina. Yuba, the stand-in, on the Centaur, and Aloha Dance is going to be on the Abaddon.
yeah, normally that'd be Yoki taking up his position, but we don't know where he is. We don't keep up. Maybe he's at school doing some time with his family, but not going to be here today. But I don't know. Their lineup's really good. I don't know if they need him
The battle
per se, but it's always
begins.
nice having him. And for Team Tinker's side, we got Bulba handling the Clockwork, Way2 playing the Chin, Koifa playing the Zeus, and we got that black player, famous anti-mage player here. Should be doing a lot of work this game, hopefully. And last but not least, Pylai Die playing your Lion.
Yeah, and do expect, I think, Black to get he actually might have some trouble in this lane, to be honest. I mean, this has been very popular in this patch as well. You dual lane in the off lane. And there's going to be an Abbott in here, at least to start it out. So we'll see if Aloha Dance actually sticks around in this lane. If they want to try to do anything to disrupt Black's farm, Aloha Dance is going to be a crucial part of that. Also, I think expect him to hold a TP in case he needs to save someone like Clockwork, or mid lane, maybe a little bit less of an issue, but even a gank from the Lion or Way Too. Interested to see how the Chen works out here now that you can grab the Mud Golems. There's some pretty crazy ganks that you can pull off now that those split into other creeps with stuns as well. So we'll just have to keep our eye on Way Too, and we'll see if he can make an early impact on the lanes here. I think if he like AFK farms in the jungle, Team Tinker are going to be in some trouble. I think he's going to be looking to actively gank, and he does buy a smoke right away, so it looks like that's going to be the case.
Oh, Bulba contesting the pool here. Is he going to get it? Is he going to get it? He's got, oh wow, clapped by Always Want to Fly. Probably going to be.
Black's taking a lot of damage though in bottom lane. He's actually, I think he's going to probably have to get spell shield, otherwise he's just going to be at risk of getting double edged in a couple of levels.
And this is going to be a very hard lane for Black. It's not going to be having that uncontested free farm. You might be seeing him going for, you know, the treads. Yeah, magic stick here early on. So this will slow down his Battle Fury for sure, unless they do get some kills with the Chen. Then he can go, you know, a little bit more greedy. As you were saying with these golem changes, yeah, if you can find a way to really suicide and make him split, then you get those extra stuns for that 0.6.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to have, especially when you're tower diving. That's the best situation you have. Just run that golem in, suicide him, and then you get another 1.2 second stuns. And
yeah, and the Centaur does not have a level in return, so just pay attention to that build. It will let him get kills a little bit earlier if he decides to keep it that way. And a very nice ward here by the Dire. And we'll have to see how this continues to develop here. But taking a look at the mid lane, the CS is still fairly even. Koikva doing just fine. Is out of mana now. He might have to bottle crow this. It looks like he is going to, most likely. And Resolution, I mean, I think this lane could get really rough for Koikva as soon as if Resolution gets level 6, he can easily just kill the Zeus.
yeah, he doesn't even need that. Sometimes he could just get level once he's level 5 and even 4 right now. This is very scary times just because of the Dragon Slave harassment. If he gets one good rune, it's pretty much over. Haste or Invis is normally what seals the deal for Zeus or having a support rotation, but doing fine.
Black is really the one suffering thus far, only with 8 CS, and checking in on Silent in the top lane. He's up to 16, so farming much better, to be expected since Bulba is the lone hero in this off lane. But Bulba is getting good levels. That's important to keep track of. He is almost level 4 even, so only level 2 for the dual off lane, who haven't really been able to get any kills, but they have been disrupting Black's farm a little bit.
Yeah, we should sometimes note that the rocket flare speed did get buffed, so I was paying attention to see if Bulba would be missing any of these last hits, because he does see, barely see it. I would say the rocket speed change a little bit good. It helps you for the last hitting. Bottom lane, Aloha Dance was stunned up. Here's the net. Is he gonna get off a suicide hex first? Oh, first blood and a haste rune spawns. 3 money going the way of Way Too there.
That's fortunate. Way Too gonna get a little bit of advantage from that, up to 1,000 gold now, and I think this is the rolling start that Chen does need to make this big impact on the lanes. And I don't think he can get complacent. I think he needs to continue trying to pressure the lanes, pressuring the runes, and continuing to develop that. But that does give Koikva the haste rune, so he's able to fill that bottle back up. Very crucial for the Zeus to be able to continue the CS in the mid lane, but not a huge HP pool, and Resolution I think will start to abuse that fairly soon now that he is level 6. Very easy for Koikva to go down in this lane. He's gonna have to be very careful with his positioning.
Yeah, the one good thing though is they don't have any rotational supports coming in. Resolution. All they really have is maybe Abaddon with the TP, but Aloha Dance, he doesn't have one. So if Chen just comes and ganks middle too, they can, yeah, that's what he was doing. He's coming to gank here. They can get easy kills. Koifa has enough mana.
His Thunder God's Wrath as well. So they're going to move in. There's the Lightning Bolt. Net up on the Resolution. We'll see if he can make it out of the Thunder God's Wrath, but he's
got Magic Wand, though.
Light Strike Array. And he's got a 10 charge wand still, and that's not going to be a kill. And that's Thunder God's Wrath used for nothing, basically. Big advantage for Resolution to live through that gank. I mean, there's a lot of commitment to that. Thunder God's Wrath, smoke, time spent by the Chen, and they don't get the kill. I think definitely partly because of that great Light Strike Array. Yeah,
the Light Strike Array as well as Zeus.
Bottom lane. Uba might be in some trouble. He does get healed up by Aloha Dance, but now Aloha Dance out of spells. Uba running back is going to get brought down by the anti-mage. Black now going to try to make it out. Should be okay with that 1 level in spell shield, but is definitely going to be close. He needs to be careful here. He does not have a blink for 3 seconds. He actually might be in some trouble. There is nothing now for Miss Coil. He is going to barely make it out, but Black playing with fire here. We'll see if he can turn this one back around. He could very easily kill, but he just needs to be careful. I think he's just going to back up, heal up a little bit. Line actually going to TP all the way back to base. And
top lane, they're going to be going on Boba here. They got double slow first, silent. He's going to have Rocket Rod.
Look at the Rocket Rod now. Yeah, that is just so much damage. And Clockwork are going to go down. So 2 kills to 1 now. It's 6 minutes. The early games for this patch have been a little bit crazy. Sometimes there's like no fights at all, and sometimes it's a bloodbath. And now Way2 finds always want to fly in the jungle, and I don't think he's going to make it out of that one. And Way2 just in the right place at the right time, scouting the enemy jungle and able to put pressure onto a hero like that. Very important to continue getting these kills. But do you think he's going to come up to top lane and try to kill Silent with Bulba when Bulba comes back?
That would be I think that'd be optional. It's also, you can go for mid lane too. Like I said, Empire, they have really greedy supports this game. They can't really rotate around too much. They need to get their level 6 on Abaddon, level 6 on Visage, and it has to come from normally the laning phase. You can't really gank. So it's going to be really hard for them, and he can just choose whatever lane he wants. More so, you want to go to the mid lane just because you can bring down the tower almost fully if you go there. But if you go top lane, then you're just gonna get a kill. So it's normally better to go for the mid lane at this point.
Doing a little extra money out of it. Silent looking to stack up this camp. Do not think he's maybe just barely gonna get it. Nope. But he's gonna be farming that up soon. Does get the creep pull, but not the stack. And yeah, Way2 actually has a zoo of creeps hiding here near the mid lane. And not level 6 yet. Sam also not level 6 yet, but getting close. How are the offlaners doing this dual lane? Level 4.5 for both of them. Black with 26 CS, so he is definitely struggling. And no surprise, Way2 misses the gank in the mid lane. He did not even get ensnare off, so a little bit of a weird gank. The Centaur at 13 HP. Kind of just ran the creeps in there and not able to get anything done.
It's going to be really hard to kill Resolution now that he upgraded his stick to a wand. It's just becoming real problematic.
He's going to have so many charges.
He's going to need to really... Oh, Aloha Dance going to be rotating over here. Takes a bolt to the face.
Yeah, that was a very ballsy rotation. Runs right by the Zeus, eats a bolt for it, but is going to be no worse for the wear. Does not have borrowed time yet, though, so it does need to be very careful. Lowest level on the map currently.
A lucky find.
The Centaur is doing okay, but not a ton of farm. It's going to be a little bit later for the Blink Dagger. Tranquils are finished up, though.
Boy, if I had his soul, if he had his Soul Ring up there, that would have been a dead farm, because he would have just used his lightning
Resolution. Resolution's looking for blood in the mid lane. He's going to pop the illusions. Not going to be able to scout out the Zeus. Really looking for it. Now just going to put some pressure on the tower instead, and Koiko is actually going to be sent back by Way2. No opportunity there for Resolution to get the kill. We'll see if they're able to go onto Yuba here. Black is blinking forward. There is a stomp that goes down. Pylite dying not in range to get the hex off of mid lane. Bulba goes in on Resolution. This is maybe what they need, but there's the one you're talking about. Resolution does not make that. The player brings him down in the end. Always want to fly TP in as well. Is he going to be able to get a trade kill off this? There goes the Soul Assumption. Only kills one of the creeps. Not able to get a trade kill. So 4 for 1 in favor of Tinker. This is the kind of start that they need. Maybe they need to get a couple more kills. onto some of the cores here. I mean, Silent is just off to the races. He's been in the jungle, he's been in the lane, up to 74 CS here at 9 minutes. He is on a really great pace, and the net worth shows it too. He's up 1,000 on anyone else. Koikva the closest on Tinker, and Resolution the closest on Team Empire. But Silent is farming incredibly well here. It looks like he's going to be going for the Helm of the Dominator and probably the Yasha build as well. So standard farming build, just to be able to maximize your farm speed, carry this a little bit later. Definitely going to be looking to stack these Ancients as much as possible to get that Helm of the Dominator to work.
Yeah, normally when you see these gyrocopters, what I love to do is, this game I agree with him more, just to go for that. Oh, top lane. Yeah.
Lowdance may be in trouble here. There is hookshot in 2 seconds. If Boba can find a window of opportunity to go in, it does not look like he's going to be able to.
The one thing that he needs to really be aware of from Aloha Dance is that there is a hand of God. So even if, or the Thunder God's Wrath, even if you have your 8 magic wand charges, still they can burst you down enough. And good thing he just got level 6. He has borrowed time. He hasn't skilled it yet. This is normally what you want to do. It's like the Wraith King. The Wraith King factor.
You hold it until you know that it's going to do something for you to use it.
Bottom lane going to be pressured here.
Yeah, this is the Chen army coming into play here. Even has the Alpha Wolf and Dark Troll summoners can even bring up those skeletons to apply more pressure. But it looks like Empire do want to defend this, and I'm not surprised. You look at their lineup, they do have a good lineup to group up and fight with the Centaur Stampede initiation, with the call down from Silent, but he does not have a TP, so he's actually not available to defend the tower, but that's going to be enough to push them back.
Bottom tower is under
Black
attack.
is maybe thinking about going for the Vlads now. We'll see if he does decide to do that.
Yeah, it's going to be... got a lot of regen already, and he's got the treads that I was talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't seem
earlier.
like he really needs to, but Yuba's taking a ton of damage here. They're gonna wrap around in Resolution. There's the Hex onto him, and he's gonna get fingered. Not gonna make it out. Lightning Bolt. Stampede used Aloha Dance, trying to rotate in, not able to get there in time to save Resolution. He's gonna go down, and now Pylai Die runs into Silent in the jungle, gets call down. Well, look at this new call down. A lot of damage for Pylai Die. Now he's gonna try to make it out, but just gets right clicked down. Aloha Dance stuck, ensnared up, does have that borrow time. That's gonna trigger up Silent here as well, and that army of creeps gonna get flat cannon down by Silent.
Oh no, Boba.
And hooks onto the creep. Hand of God was used as well, so misstep there by Team Tinker. And this has been a common criticism of this team, is that sometimes their team play just looks a little messy, and that is a good example right there.
Yeah, it's kind of on... I think that's more on Bobo than anyone, because Way2 is just there microing his... Or you could say, you have to be, yeah, as you're saying, you need to communicate, like, hey, bring your Centaur down so I don't get hooked. But kind of like tunnel vision there, and because of that, no communication, and easy Centaur instead of an easy gyro kill, and that would have definitely helped him out, because this anti-mage Resolution gonna be stunned up here bottom lane.
He's in some serious trouble. Hexed up. Black's gonna come in, would like to get his hands on this kill. He's gonna try to suicide to Roche.
Oh, he gets it. Easy.
Alrighty, he Mana Voice does not get the kill, and Team Tinker failing to get a pretty crucial kill onto Resolution. I cannot believe he got away with that. And oh my god, man, he just got away with murder right there. Not low enough mana for the Mana Void to kill him. Roshan just takes him down in one swipe.
Yeah, so technically he's 0-2 right now. That death didn't count, but
yeah.
Here comes the pressure on the mid lane, and as somebody tweeted out at me earlier, it takes I think 16 hits from 16 times with creeps and illusions. So
Jesus, that's a lot.
That's a lot to be.
Yeah.
So we have four of the Chen creeps would have to hit him, and that'd be one tick up.
That's crazy, man. These new birds are
top
really
hook.
powerful. The top lane hook shot in on always want to fly. He does have the soul assumption taking up, but there's no way he's going to be able to kill Boulder. The Thunder God's Wrath going to help take him down, and always want to fly going to fall here. Bulba had a double damage rune for that as well. Now up to 1,200 golds. Looks like he might be considering going for the Blade Mail. And given that there is a bunch of AoE damage with the call down with Lina, That could be a pretty useful tool in upcoming fights, and pressuring in the bottom lane. Pylai Die is going to find Silent. They're going to lightning bolt. They drop down the stun. Finger of Death bursts down Silent instantly. Good kill for them. Uba attempting to stomp, not able to do it. Getting close to the Blink Dagger, but might go down here. There is Mana Void. I do not expect him to make it out. He is going to go down, and Zeus going to be the one to claim that kill, with the Centaur going down, and Team Tinker continuing to build on this early game lead. Are they going to take down Resolution as well? He's ensnared up, stomped down as well. Boba catches him in the cogs, and Resolution going to be falling to the test of faith from Way to always want to fly, not able to do anything to disrupt that gank. And, you know, to me, it feels like this Abaddon has not managed to get anything done on the map. He has not really rotated to help from ganks. He's just been kind of wandering around. And that, you know, that mid gank was a good example of something maybe he could have helped out, but was not there to do so.
Yeah, they're having a really hard time of just responding to these ganks so far from Team Tinker. They've been playing amazing so far, and they need to keep it up. They need still to get this base for Black. Bottom lane, he's going to be TPing in. Silent does come. Oh, there's a Fortify. 18 HP left. This should be getting denied. Oh.
Gyro does get it off, but now they're going to move forward. Uba gets a Photic Shield, and they're going to flat cannon down the creeps. Hand of God to keep him alive for the moment. The second call down missile going to sail on through, and Pylai Die trying to gain up some mana here, but it does not look like there's going to be much they can do to save these creeps. They're going to be brought down by Silent. He's going to get a lot of gold from that. Way 2 is going to make it out, just barely able to TP out, but that's a Bloodstone for Quakeba at 15 minutes. He is extremely farmed. Resolution actually just moving forward here with his Yules, and Quakeba has 2,000 more gold net worth than him. Silent the only one who's even comparable, and Silent now falling behind basically, well, compared to where we saw him earlier, now that Black is off to the races as well as Quakeba. So Empire, I think, gonna have some trouble 5-manning up here. They've just gotten so destroyed in this early laning phase that it's been a lot harder for them to group up. But when you do see that they're able to do so, they still can take down a tower. They're still going to be a force to be reckoned with in those 5v5 fights for quite a while. I think Tinker is still just going to be relying on getting those pickoffs with Bulba, maybe having Way to assist as well. And I mean, they have good heroes to do it. They have the Lion who can hex. They have Blink by any mage, obviously a good positioning tool in those early fights. So we'll see if they're able to continue this lead, but they are off to a good start with almost a 5,000 net worth advantage. Always want to fly, getting squeezed in the mid lane. Bulba hook shots in. Highlight die there as well, and he gets absolutely blown up. And these have been very well executed ganks. They're going to try to keep Bulba alive here. He is going to blade mail. Resolution dropping Laguna Blade into that mechanism is used there by Way to, sends him home. He's going to make it out.
The Resolution's saving his ultimate for a really long time there. That I don't know what he was waiting for. He kind of ran around in a circle, just staring.
In the top jungle, Way to maybe in some trouble here. There is the stun from the birds. Not going to be able to get anything done here.
This is definitely what Team Tinker needs.
We'll see if they can pressure the top tower here. I think they might be interested in doing that. The Visage Birds looking like they want to try to push that out. But Team Tinker just continuing. It does deny. Team Tinker continuing to get pickoffs here. 11 kills to 2 in this best of 3.
Yeah, they really need to keep the pressure up. Resolution, he's got his Jules, but it's not pure damage coming in from his ultimate.
This does not seem like a kill that can happen, to be honest. I mean, he has 50% magic resistance.
This
I feel like they're gonna need, if they get this kill, it's gonna be very impressive. There is now the Visage here, but they missed the stun, and that basically guarantees they won't get it. And Bulba actually going to re-engage. I don't always want to fly. This might prove to be a mistake. There is Laguna Blade available, but he turns on the Blade Mail, and that's an easy pickoff. Soul Assumption into the Blade Mail. Hand of God used, and there's the Mana Void in the back. Anti-Mage able to take down the Lina. So Black even getting a piece of that, and big fight for Team Tinker for them to be able to get Black more farm, advance him, and now he has the Battle Fury. He has 800 gold, and he is well on track to take this game over sooner rather than later. So Silent gonna have an uphill battle. He actually does not finish the Helm of the Dominator, just the Helm of Iron Will. He is gonna be going Sanj and Yasha, which has been a little bit more popular on Gyro in the last couple days. Battle Fury finished up now for Black, so his farm speed going to go through the roof in the next couple of minutes. We'll see if he does decide to go for that Vlad's. He does have a couple of the components of it. It will help him split push, but it's possible he wants to go for the Mantis style right away, which gives you a little bit more viability in team fight. They might be afraid of the 5-man aggression. And speaking of 5-man aggression, Empire smoked up, walking through the secret shop. Lina leading the way. That's Resolution in front. We'll see if they can find a pick off here. The flare's going to go by. They think they're in Roche. That's not going to scout them out, but they know that something is happening here. Black is far in the trees. Don't think he's going to be caught on this one. Good awareness by Team Tinker.
This is I think it's all coming down to, you know, Resolution. As you're saying earlier, them not really staying behind him with Aloha Dance in the earlier stages of the game. Him being off to a 0-5 start now because of that Mana Void last. This is basically their only lockdown until, you know, the Centaur gets his Blink Dagger and this Yule's play, canceling the...
in the meantime, though, Black gets a kill on the Centaur. I was watching that as well, and Black is off to... Black had a rough start, but he is now just off to the races. He's managed to make the best of this with a couple of pickoffs, able to get a little bit of money flowing his way, and he's taken that money and turned it into a really great farming tool for himself. But now Team Tinker are looking to pressure the top lane. They have Way2 and Koikava. Koikava with absolutely zero mobility at the moment, so he does need to be careful. A little bit tankier than usual because of that Bloodstone. A lot of interesting build variations for the Zeus, and Way2 I think is just going to try to get the creeps in the way, keep Empire from advancing, and looks like Koikava should make it out of here. What does he have coming up? BOTs. Wow.
Mobility factor. This is normally what I do too on him. You might even see him get a Blink Dagger next to, because they don't really only have Yules. This Centaur has been shut down so hard. It's going to be a 20-minute
getting the blink, but it's been rough.
21-minute Blink Dagger. This is not looking pretty. And it's gonna be this might be going to one of those Rapier silent games or something crazy in the later stages, because right now they are so far behind. Yeah,
they're certainly off to a huge disadvantage. Almost 10,000 golds, over 10,000 experience, and with the anti-mage just getting started, that's only going to get worse in the next couple of minutes. Way2 is smoked up. They want to try to get a kill here, roaming into the jungle. Bova's in front, smoked as well. Stampede, I think that's for the bottom lane. Try to keep Resolution alive, but not able to do it. Zeus and Black bring him down. Koikava the one to get it.
Top lane, they got
into the top lane. Silent is stuck inside the cogs, taking so much damage. He's going to be brought down just like that. Two of the cores are dead for Empire, and that's going to be a huge window of opportunity for Team Tinker to push into this top lane with Way2. With the big group of creeps, they're going to be able to put a lot of pressure on this tower quickly, and Koikava now just going to head towards middle, push out the lane, but this tower should take a lot of damage, if not fall. Now Bulba coming in, does have the double damage rune. That's very, very recent. Still full duration on that basically, but no hook shot for 25 seconds. Uba here now with the Blink Dagger. That's probably enough to push them back.
Yeah, this all comes back to how passive these supports are, and Empire just getting run over here. Bottom lane, they're going to try to TP in, and good TP cancel, because
he definitely would have been dead.
Yeah, Black didn't even need him to have a Mana Void there. They have, you know, this Earth Spike plus the Hex. It would have been enough DPS because of the mana burn. So
yep.
Honestly, I thought this would be really good for Empire this game, because they could maybe get up the Greaves fast on one of the heroes, but not having your tempo controllers, both of them shut down.
They've just been pressured so hard that exactly the Lina, who's one that's supposed to make some space on the map, get some pickoffs, has just been absolutely destroyed. 0-6-1 has gotten nothing done. Now they're even denying the top tier 2, giving up a ton of map control this game. I mean, they've lost all their bottom towers, they've lost all their top towers, only one left in the top, and now Koikava gonna go for a kill onto Resolution here. In comes Bulba. There's the battery assault. They're gonna stampede, they're gonna try to re-engage on this. The cogs to push him back. Shen gonna finish it up, and good initiation there by Bulba, and even better continuing on, and now Koikava gonna try to make it out, and I think he's going to. Wow.
Yeah, this is just a clinic. Bottom lane, Silence going to be drained here, but too fast.
Misses the Earth Spike. Close though. And it's important for them to continue getting these kills though. Ticks up the charges on Koikava on that Bloodstone, and those are really, really important early. You don't want to buy that Bloodstone, die right away. If you do, that item becomes not worthless, but pretty close to it. And now he's going in the right direction. Up to 11 charges, going to get a lot of extra mana regeneration out of that. And he's going to be putting out a ton of damage in team fights. He's going for the Aghanims. Interesting build from Koikava.
He's going to go for the Octarine. I don't think he's going to go for
Octarine? All right, fair.
Yeah, he's going to... Normally, I like going Refresher first, but Octane
I guess
is really good.
I guess when you have the Bloodstone, you know you're gonna have mana. And Black gets a pick off onto Visage.
I mean, your refresher's just more overall damage, but then Zeus can overall man fight more. You can just lifesteal up the whole time, and you have man fight capabilities just because you have the Bloodstone already, and there's not much they can do. They can't mana burn you with their anti-mage on their own team. There's not like a a vacuum wall combination coming out. There's no shadow demons or something, but. Hey, this is the
Empire gonna smoke up. This seems like a last-ditch effort to try to keep them into the game. They're gonna run right into the rush pit, drop down a call down, in goes Yuba, catches two with the stop, dying instantly, but Black able to make it out. The Radiant Courier does go down though with a lot of money on it. What was on that? Way too point booster, way too ogre club. So part of an Aghanim Scepter for way too. Was that actually the whole thing? No, it was not. So that could have been worse, but that's going to go down for a couple minutes. And the biggest thing is Silent is able to grab the Aegis. So Empire showing some signs of life here. I mean, that was a 3-on-2 engagement with one hero dying instantly. They're not able to sneak that Roche, but the net worth lead is still staggering for Team Tinker, over 15,000 at 25 minutes, 18-4. Empire struggling on here, but that Aegis is a little bit of a bright spot in what's been a pretty dark game for Empire.
Yeah, and they're going to be on their way to the next items. They really need to get a BKB on Silent. That's going to be his next item. Even Resolution needs a BKB. Clockwork can't be killing him all these team fights. Sure, you need to, oh wow, he's going for I would say maybe a Greaves is pretty good.
Bottom lane, they're going to stun up on the Silent. Quokka's here as well. They use the Finger of Death and the Thunder God's Wrath, and that Aegis that they worked so hard for is going to be gone already. And he's looks like going to be going for most likely a BKB next. Up on the top lane. Oh, Always Want to Fly is totally dead. Bulba catches him in the cogs. The birds are doing a lot of damage though. I think Bulba might actually be in a little bit of trouble here. I think he should make it out. Yeah, now that Black's here. He's going to try to hunt down those birds, but look at how much damage. It takes so long to kill them. That's actually crazy good.
Just notice how Aloha Dance is always 4 or 5 seconds behind or steps behind in getting to his cores. It's been the case for the last 4 or 5 times somebody gets picked off. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna go farm. Aloha, come back me up. But they're farming right as Team Tinker are there, and they always seem to just die immediately. Instead, he's never there, and Uba he does see way too, and yep, Chin's gonna be dead here.
Yeah, Chin is extremely dead. Goes down at the end at the hands of the Centaur, who is just going straight for the Ags. Okay, that's something. So I guess a brief explanation is warranted. Couple changes to the Ags.
Oh, look at the Visage Bird.
That's a heroic effort for them, but some changes to the ultimate does give you free pathing, so you can path up cliffs. But Bulba, stop that, is going to go in on Silent, but Forstaff's out, afraid of the team. I think fair enough, but Black is here as well. Maybe they can initiate on this. Black does have a Manta and a Vlad, so he's finished both of those items already. But what I was trying to say, so you get free pathing. You can go up cliffs, so you could go right up here, charge on through, maybe through to Roche. A lot of options, and it destroys the trees. And I think maybe not most importantly, but in addition, gives you 70% damage reduction on your heroes. So pretty powerful Aghanims if you can get it.
The biggest thing is it's gonna be the 70% minus damage, as well as it can go through, or it can go over the cogs from Bulba. So what you're gonna need to do from Bulba is probably when you hookshot somebody, you're gonna have to always just move up and cogs them back. Else, they're most likely going to be just getting Centaur ultied over it. And, well, here comes the pressure on mid lane. That's before Silent even has a BKB, but still, Team Tinker right now, they just want to be split pushing, split farming. They still haven't hit their, as people say, critical mass.
Yeah, I think Black needs a couple more thousand gold.
One more, right.
And one more item, right? And then that's when he kind of has the biggest advantage. Before most heroes can really catch up with him, and that might be when Tinker are trying to push. And you also have to remember that Way 2 will definitely fall off a little bit. I think the Chen Ags is a good way to help with that, just to get the 30-second scepter cooldown, but he certainly will still fall off in the later parts of the game. So I think Team Tinker are going to be looking to push with the next item from Black. They also don't want to take it too late against the Visage Birds. They want to try to end the game before Always Want to Fly manages to get an Aghanims, because the new birds are very, very powerful. Just easily split pushing, a lot less dangerous for the Visage to do so with the new change.
The Visage split push, it's probably not going to be as good. Holy cow, everybody just...
Yeah, everyone just lost like half their HP.
Looks like. Yeah. And the Visage, I don't think he can out split push an anti-mage, but still it will be helping a lot. And anti-mage can't really kill him off. Maybe he can kill one if he's lucky, but still it would take, because the illusions, yeah, it takes, holy shit, 4 hits, so they would have to hit tag twice from the illusions. Yeah, there's just no way that they can even get the kill with the Manta style, because right, the illusions will have to hit 4 times for 1 attack, and freaking he'd have to hit it 3 times. Revolution's gonna be doing some...
Yeah, there's just no way for him to kill this anti-mage. It's basically, he'd have to get like a perfect stun with his team there, because the spell shield just turns off so much damage. And Resolution has gone for the Shadow Blade, a very aggressive item, especially considering, I mean, he is 0-7. He has absolutely had a rough game. I'm gonna try to sneak into the woods here, spot it out. Black up in the air. Are they going to be able to catch the stun? Yes, they are. He tries the Manta. Is Black going to go down? Hand of God. He's still alive. He makes it out. In the meantime, Clockwork getting a trade kill onto the Visage. I feel like that's happened several times. Resolution trying to hunt down Black, not able to find him. He's up on the high ground, and really well gotten out of by Black. He just slips out of there, blinks away. Empire wastes all of that time and effort, not able to get the kill on the anti-mage. And everything is just going right for Team Tinker now. I think anti-mage is really
right up here. Zeus is going to be scouted out. Koifa, Resolution needs some more movement speed. This is the one problem that Koifa's built. Oh, he's about to ulti though. Okay, nice pilot die. Oh my. Dual like your striker way. Really well played coming in from Resolution. It's going to be sent back here by Koifa, so he's not going to be... Bulba TP's in. He's going to get back. Nope. He's going to chase. He's got hook up in 1 second.
Oh. Whiffs. That was the blind hook. In all fairness to Bulba, they're going to continue moving forward. Bulba now is going to be looking to build the Aghanims. Aloha Dance is going to be quite caught here. Black getting a solo kill on the Lina. Pretty easy kill for him to get with, especially that Mana Void. Looks like he did expend it to get that one. Bulba still chasing after Aloha Dance here. Now Black comes in. He's going to assist and gets bolted down. No help there for Aloha Dance, and Empire continuing to just get stomped on by the burst damage coming out of Team Tinker. This game feels really hard now. I mean, how do Empire win this game? They need some like shenanigans with this Ags.
They have to have Laguna being pure damage, because they really need to be an Ags. Else it's not going to be able to kill Black, especially now that he has a heart up. They don't have anything to really deal with him.
Yeah, like how is he going to die? Silent.
It has to be a rapier, but he has no damage, right?
Yeah, does not even have close to enough damage, and now they're going to try to pressure it in there. They move forward on to Always Want to Fly, who's going to go down very easily. And yes, Silver Edge actually dispelling spell shield. That's next level shit, actually. That could easily work. He still, I mean, the issue now is he just has so much HP that even an Ags level Laguna will not really help him. Use the Silver Edge to take off the spell shield, and he still probably lives through it just because he has so much HP. But that's true.
Maybe if we saw a Silver Edge coming in from the Gyro first, or Shadow Blade.
Yeah.
Because of his tempo controllers getting shut down, Centaur had that 20-minute blink. Resolution obviously went 0-4, had a hard time mid, and it's not even really his fault. Like, it's just the nature of the game. Chen easily can rotate over. He has no support whatsoever. It's all on him to live, and so the only person who's going to be getting absolute free farm was your Gyro, but he decided to go for the greedy build against an anti-mage and not make any space for his team. So maybe not the right choice this game, and
yeah, and highlight die, Hex is on a creep here. Is that even gonna matter? Nope. No, it's not. Resolution still very good.
Did you just call Resolution a creep?
No, he hexed the creep.
I know.
Oh, all right, whatever, Alan.
I mean, that's what it feels like at this stage of the game.
I mean, he is not doing anything. He's 0-9. He's died as many times as a lot of creeps on the map. And I think now that they have an Alpha Wolf, is it go time? They shoot out the ultimate to see exactly what's happening. I think they maybe thought Koiko was going to get it.
It's been go time for like 5 minutes, I feel. And it's just that the Roshan has been down for so long.
Silent maybe going to be in some trouble here. Black just farming the creep wave while there's enemy heroes around. Boba going to move forward. Silent trying to make it out. Terry's going to drop down the BKB, but that doesn't even help you against the amount of damage that Black has. And it honestly looks like Empire just given up in this fight.
Yeah, they gave up. This is
time.
GG.
And I think they've just given up here. This game just all but over with Black getting a double kill beyond godlike. And there's the GG called by Team Empire as they just got absolutely massacred in the laning stage. Nothing could be done with how much they got shut down.
Yep. And maybe that's a credit to their offlane. Maybe Centaur didn't get enough space done, because bottom lane should have went a little bit better, I would think, for, you know, Empire. They didn't really have Chen rotate over too much. Correct me if I'm wrong, but more so they put a lot more pressure on resolution and with the Chen. And I don't know, just this offlane not getting enough done. Uba not getting anything really useful in the early game. Maybe, you know, a fast Vanguard could have been helpful too, or something just to tank up. Maybe it just looked like he didn't have enough items in the early game. All he had was like a magic wand, tranquils. So Team Tinker definitely I was skeptical at first, but I'm very impressed now because they did the correct rotations. And as I mentioned, Team Empire, the supports this game were way too greedy. They have to
they just
pick something
really
better that can roam. They have to do something else next game.
Well, you guys were watching Dota Pit season number 3 on What a Sip from High Ground TV. And of course, this event sponsored by Sapphire, AMD, Twitch, Logitech, Sennheiser, G2A.com, and eSportsBet. Thank you guys for watching. I'm What is Hip. With me, Ryu Borez at Ryu Borez on Dota, Pim Muckle on production and camera, and Mod Packs, of course, on stats. And I believe this is actually a best of 3. Mod Packs, you are fired. We'll see you guys soon.